This is the end of example 11 from notes 3.2. And in class, we determined the end behavior. So this graph is going to fall left and fall right. And we found, we were in the process of finding the zeros. We had to do a U substitution in order to factor. And we got down to the point where f of x, we found, was equal to negative 5 times x squared plus 4 times x plus 1 times x minus 1. So if we're solving for 0, we'd set x squared plus 4 equal to 0. We get x squared equals negative 4, and x equals plus or minus 2i. These are not real, so they are not x-intercepts. They're zeros, but they're not real, so we don't have to worry about them for our graph. So in terms of real zeros, which are going to be the x-intercept, we get one real zero from the factor x plus 1. So we have a real zero at negative 1 and a real zero from the factor x minus 1 at 1. And now we want to know about the multiplicities of each one of these zeros. So because each factor, x plus 1 and x minus 1, is only raised to the first power, the multiplicity of each one of these zeros is odd, which means that the graph is going to cross the x-axis at the x-intercepts negative 1, 0, and 1, 0. And then we'll also go ahead and find the y-intercept. To find that y-intercept, we're going to evaluate f of 0. And this function, it's easiest to use the general form. So we have negative 5 times 0 to the 4th minus 15 times 0 squared plus 20. And that's going to be 20. So our y-intercept is the order pair 0, 20. And now we're ready to sketch the graph. So let's do that. I am going to scroll back up. I don't know why the text is going through here, but hopefully you have it. I'm going to scroll back up, and I'm going to put a scale on the y-axis. I'm going to say that first tick mark is 20 because the y-intercept is the order pair 0, 20. And on the x-axis, I'm going to do 1 square is 1 unit. So I'm going to put a point at 1, 0. That was one x-intercept. The other one was at negative 1, 0. Both are odd multiplicity, which means the graph is going to cross the x-axis. So one more thing before I draw that is we need to think about the end behavior. So the end behavior was this graph falls left and right. So from each one of these x-intercepts, I know that the graph has to continue to fall downwards. It can't go back up towards the x-axis because I don't have any more x-intercepts. So the graph is going to look something like that, where it's falls left and right. It crosses through each one of the x-intercepts, and the y-intercept is 0, 20.